Want to hear about some of the roadblocks I've been running into as we grow this wellness business? Stay tuned for this next episode of Digest This.
Welcome to Digest This, the show that helps you revolutionize your digestive health. Here are your hosts, Dr. Liz Cruz and Tina Nunziato.
Hello and welcome to Digest This. I'm Dr. Liz Cruz and I've got Tina Nunziato.
The very hungry Tina Nunziato.
Very hungry.
Sitting right here by your side.
That's
My
right.
stomach is growling.
It's
right
a
now.
growling, making a lot of noise. So
Yes.
I love it. I love it. All right. So welcome. If you're a first-time listener, we welcome you. If you're one of our regular listeners, we love you. We thank you for continuing to be on this journey with us. It has been a couple months since we closed the practice. Has
Yes,
it? Wait,
yes.
May, June, July. Few months.
Okay.
Yeah, we closed the practice in April after almost 18 19 years.
Yeah.
And it's been a transition, but it's been a good transition. I think that there's no doubt in our minds that it was the right thing to do. We were sad to have to close, and leave our over 35,000 patients. But I think that a lot of them have followed me to where I went, and others have found other gastroenterologists. And, so in the end, it's turned out to be a good thing.
Everyone's doing just fine.
Everyone's doing great. Exactly. Everyone.
And you're liking
Exactly.
your new job?
I do.
Where you are? Yeah.
I love my new job.
Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely love my new job. And you're liking your new job?
Yeah, it's been fun focusing on all the wellness stuff.
Yeah. She's been working it full time and doing a lot. And just be looking out because we are shaking and moving this wellness
Shaking
business.
it up,
Yeah.
baby.
So yeah, Tina's really doing a lot, and I'm working part-time at the hospital, doing procedures. And then the other, in my spare time, I get the honor of working by her side and working in the wellness business, which is actually what I've been wanting to do for a while. So
It's been fun having coffee shop talks with
yes, I
Yeah.
love our coffee shop talks
you and strategy sessions.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been a great transition. There's been a lot of growth, a lot of steep learning curves for both of us. But it's been interesting because one of the things that I'm doing is reaching out to my gastroenterology colleagues here in the Valley in Phoenix, and that's been an interesting journey for me.
An interesting initiative.
Yeah, it's been an interesting initiative. I have a lot of mixed feelings about the whole thing, and because I realize, and I get it because I've been there, and everyone is very busy, and basically what I started doing was reaching out to my gastroenterology colleagues that I have cell phone numbers for, just reaching out directly to them, and also reaching out to gastroenterology offices for GIs. I'm just going to abbreviate gastroenterologist and use GI for the GIs that I don't personally know and I don't have numbers for. And so first of all, when I call the offices, it's not like you're directly going to talk to the doctor. Okay. And that's fine. I get that because that's how it was in our office.
I was the gatekeeper for our office.
Exactly.
So,
There's always a gatekeeper.
Exactly.
So usually whoever answers the phone will tell you that, they'll connect you with the office manager. If the office manager is available, I have found that in most circumstances, the office manager is usually tied up in meetings.
We're always in meetings.
Yes.
I don't know why the office managers are always in meetings.
Yeah. So I'll leave a message and I'll say, please have them call me back. And then, and
then do you get the call back?
So no, not for the most part. No.
So they're not even calling the doctor back.
They're not even calling back. I have gotten a few calls and from the office manager, And that's always, very nice and exciting. And I ask them and I tell them what we're doing with the wellness, and what we're trying to do is share our message and share what we're doing, which is that, I've been, practicing traditional gastroenterology for over 2 decades. But in addition to that, over a decade ago, we started also implementing a more holistic approach to digestive wellness, digestive health. And we've helped so many of our patients and our wellness clients. And so I want to share that news and see how we can be a resource to those gastroenterologists, okay? Because we all have patients who we've done full workups on, we've evaluated them, we've run labs and radiology testing and done, colonoscopy, endoscopy, and who still keep coming back with the same issues, okay? Like, okay, we rule out anything bad. We figure out that they don't have a cancer, nothing bad, and maybe may prescribe some medicines, but they still come back with a lot of the same symptoms. Okay. And so these are the patients that we're really helping. We're really helping because we're actually trying to get to the root cause, whether it's that they just need some digestive enzymes, they need some probiotics, maybe they have some food sensitivities that have been undiagnosed, and we can help them in that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, usually by the time they get to me, normally they've been worked up by a gastroenterologist. So that's always a good sign for me, because we know that by the time they get to me, there's nothing really bad going on. Right. They've told me I've been worked up, everything's negative. Okay, good. That's the first step. Every once in a while, I'll have a person do a consult with me that found us online just through Google, and they'll come to me and let's say they're 54 years old. They're having all these digestive issues. They've never had a colonoscopy. They've never, and they're having all these issues, let's say up here, heartburn, reflux. They've never had an upper endoscopy. And I said, look, before we do the holistic thing, you need to go get worked up by a GI. It doesn't have to be her. It can be anybody. Anybody can work you up. It's very, similar workup no matter what office you go to, but go get worked up. Make sure there's nothing really bad going on. Okay. Because from a holistic standpoint, we could do all the great holistic things, but if you've got stomach cancer, right, we can't fix that from a holistic standpoint. So I'm always telling them, please go get worked up first. But if you've been worked up, and most of these GIs, like right, in your office, you work them up, you don't find anything, which is why you started the wellness program to begin with.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So they don't have anything. Now what? Right? Now what? They keep coming back, and GIs are busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
With seeing all the new patients that haven't had colonoscopies, much less the thousands of people that have already had them and been worked up a million different ways. Tuesday. We want to help with those patients, help them, help those people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And so one of the frustrations or one of the roadblocks has been, not hearing back, talking to the office manager, emailing them, having a nice conversation and then telling them what's the best way. And most of them will say, send me some information. I will share it with the providers. And then if they want to reach out to you, they can reach out to you. So, I do that, email them, and basically don't hear back from anyone. The GI docs that I've been able to connect with directly, where I can, call them or text them, because I have their numbers. We have met. I have had some discussions with a few of them, and have even met with a couple of them, and they're really, like, they see what I'm talking about. They can see the benefit.
They know those patients.
They know those patients, right? Because I really focus in on, those patients that you do a full workup on, but they still keep coming back and they have issues and they need more, but you're kind of at a loss. They're like, yeah, I've got plenty of those. So those are the patients that we can help you with. We can help you. We have the resources. I've been doing this, we've been doing this for over 15 years. We've been helping these patients. We have a resource. We have an answer that can help with these people. And we've seen it live.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen with our own patients.
Right. Like just refer them to us for that bit and
Yes.
we'll send them back to you for colonoscopies.
Yes.
Right. Like that's what I've always told patients too that come to us and they have another GI. Like, she doesn't need any more butts to scope, right?
No.
She's got plenty of butts to scope. Okay.
Plenty.
So we just want to help them from the more holistic standpoint, and then we'll send them back to you for their ongoing care of colonoscopies, upper endoscopies, CT scans, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the roadblock? So the roadblock is actually probably, multiple things, a combination of mental, combination of, look, the roadblock is that these GIs that I'm talking to, yes, they see the benefit and they agree. Okay. I mean, probiotics is not a new thing. This has been out for decades now. Okay. Digestive enzymes is not a new thing. Okay. The message about digestive enzymes has been out forever. So
it's just that there's no double-blind studies.
Double blind, right. There's no
because companies making money off of supplements aren't making enough money to put money into double blind studies.
Right.
They're not making money like the pharmaceutical companies are making to do these studies, to show doctors specifically, which is what doctors need to see, to make them feel better. Right. So they're not scared.
Right. So, but interestingly enough, that hasn't even been thrown back at me with these conversations. Like, hey, Liz, are there any articles or anything, to show evidence-based treatment, treatment, like based on research? That hasn't been thrown at me recently in these talks. These docs have actually been like, yeah, it's great. I'm like, okay, what's going to be the easiest thing? Do you want us to bring you some brochures? Do you want us to bring you, what would be
QR code?
Give you a QR code.
Yeah.
A couple of them were like, send me the QR code. And I've got patients like that every week. I've got a handful of them, and I'll just give them the QR code, let them scan it, and then they could take it from there. It'll throw them right into our website. They can schedule a digestive wellness consult, and then we take it from there. But at this point, we haven't seen anything. I think that most of these gastroenterologists, at least the ones I'm talking to, because I've known them for over a decade, they're very well entrenched into what they're doing. They've been doing this. They have their routine. And it's hard to change, right? Like, even if we're presenting a really great resource that is going to help their patient, it's going to help these patients that keep coming in with the same issues, despite the workup that you've done on them and despite the medicines that you're prescribing to them over and over, they keep coming in because they don't feel good. We've got something that's going to help them, but they're not. It's like they're unwilling to change, and I don't even know if that's fair to say. They're unwilling to change. It's just that, they're so busy. They don't want to take the time to, that extra step to be like, okay, I've done this workup on you. You're still not feeling good. Hey, let me find this QR code, and let me give you this information and go and get this other stuff done. Maybe they don't believe in it. Maybe they just don't want to take the time. They've got their routine, and it's hard to like incorporate something new. They don't want to create waves. I mean, it's going to take some effort, maybe teaching the staff in the office, I don't know. It could be a multitude of things. It could be a multitude of things. I think that the education, as far as knowing about enzymes and probiotics, that's out there. It's not a new thing. I think most providers know the benefit of it. So that's an obstacle that we're running into. There seems to be some resistance, and I'm not quite sure where it's coming from.
Well, and I think initially when we started this business and we started, when we went through the training we went through with the supplements, you were even a little skeptical.
I was.
I mean, this was
absolutely.
15 years ago. You were actually very skeptical, to the point where for 4 years, we were doing the wellness stuff and you didn't even want to share it with anybody because you were so worried about what other people were going to think of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
there were a lot of things that, I was scared of. I was scared of the fact that, was there enough research on it? Okay. Because as a physician, you're a scientist. Okay. And we were trained as scientists that what we do is based on evidence-based treatment. So, the studies, which now there's all sorts of studies out there. I was also scared because when we started this, over 15 years ago, first of all, like I was concerned, like, am I going to be looked at as a quack, because because these things were still new. People, providers, gastroenterologists were still, we're still getting used to this stuff. I mean, I remember telling patients who were asking about detox, that I'd be like, you know what, you need to go see a naturopath. I mean, I didn't know anything about detox. I wasn't taught that in my training. So I was scared because a lot of it was new. When we did our research, I mean, it was new information for me. And so, yes, there was a fear component. I didn't want to be looked at as a quack. I didn't want to lose our referrals that were coming in because now we have a practice and this is our livelihood. This is our livelihood for supporting the family. And if other doctors that are referring to us now find out what we're doing, are they going to stop referring to us? So there were a lot of stuff, in my head all those years ago. And so, yeah, it's true. It did take me a few years to wrap my brain around it and to get to a point where I was like, oh my goodness. And how was it that I started to accept it? Because all of a sudden, these patients, these clients that were willing to try something different, that wasn't a prescribed medicine, that were willing to get tested for food sensitivities, that were willing to try some enzymes and probiotics and detox, were coming back to us and telling us, oh my goodness, I feel so great. I haven't felt this great in so long. And so,
oh my goodness, I don't need this medicine anymore.
So we started like seeing it
and then,
for our own.
And then I think what happened was those patients started telling their primary care doctors. That's how it started. They were going back to their primary cares, the people that were referring to us and saying, hey, Dr. Cruz has me on X, Y, and Z. I'm getting better. And then the doctor would start calling us. What is this that you have the patient on? I want to know more about it. So it was around the 4-year mark. And I was like, I think it's time to come out of the closet.
Yes. So I finally came out of the closet.
With your wellness business. It's time to come out of the closet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did. And we had some dinners and had, we rented a room, an event room in a hotel, had put on like a few dinners and had several of the primary care of our referring providers that came to the dinners. We fed them and we shared with them what we were doing. And the response was amazing.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. They were so excited that we were doing this.
How do you have the time to do this?
Yeah.
We didn't even have the time to go to the bathroom.
It was awesome. It was a great response. And then from there on out, I was fully out of the closet.
Yes. And
fully out.
Referrals were coming in like crazy. We were getting people, referring more to us. We had people finding us that weren't even like in our part of town, like from Mesa and Chandler, that were driving out to our office just for the more holistic approach to GI stuff. So, it worked. Like it just works.
Yeah.
And I think the frustrating part for you is that that it works.
Yes.
And you want to be a resource and you want to help your colleagues, and they're just not there yet.
Yeah. I mean, but look at the journey that I went on.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and we did the research. I mean, we were researching, going to seminars, reading hundreds of books, teaching ourselves about nutrition. You even went back and got your certification in holistic nutrition. Like we were, we were having kids at this time. Okay. We had 3 little ones at home, so we're being mothers. I mean, and basically once the kids were in bed, she was doing her education, her studying for the holistic nutrition. I was reading books. watching, videos. I mean, just we were educating ourselves. These other docs, I get it. They haven't gone through that, but I'm trying to make it easy for them and telling them it's okay. We've done all the work. We've got it all. We
did the heavy lifting.
We did the heavy lifting. Here it is. This is the solution. And this is what you need to do and just implement it. So it is going to take time. I have to actually remember that it took me time and it's going to take them time. One thing that does make me sad is that, just in the last couple weeks, we've had some of our old, some of our patients from our practice that we already closed down. We have a lot of patients that are still following me, that followed me where I'm at, and that are still connected with us and that reach out to us, and over the last couple of weeks, a couple of them have told Tina.
Well, so these are people who maybe didn't want to drive downtown to see you. And so they started going to some of the other GIs that we had recommended. But they're still come to us for the wellness stuff. Like they're still buying supplements. Right. And they express that these other GIs are telling them not to take the products.
So basically telling them, you need to get off of Dr. Cruz's probiotic or whatever the product is, and just go to the store and buy something.
Because it's all the same.
And I'm just like, why would you say that? First of all, there are so many things out there on the shelves in any store you go to. And one thing that I'm going to tell you is that the majority of those products have additives in them
and fillers
okay, additives / fillers. Ours have no additives, no fillers. We worked very hard to find our own manufacturing company to make our own formulation, our supplements, without any fillers, no additives, nothing. It's just pure raw, active whatever it is, enzymes. Yeah. And so it did, it
that
made me
sad.
Yeah, it does. It hurts the heart because I'm like, why would you even tell the patient that without even knowing anything about the Dr. Liz Cruz product? Okay. Because if you look at the Dr. Liz Cruz products that we have, they are clean.
And high potency.
Clinical
potency.
And what another patient was actually told by another GI, in the area, that because that patient was on our products, that they couldn't take care of them anymore. And they had to, go to wherever I was. Why? I mean, all of us gastroenterologists are seeing patients that are taking probiotics that they buy online or they buy at a store, so why would you not be able to take care of that patient? Doesn't make sense to me. Does not make sense to me. It's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, it has been a struggle.
It's been interesting. It's been a journey.
It's been a journey. On one hand, I do understand the hesitancy and the resistance from my gastroenterology colleagues. I mean, look, they don't understand it because they haven't been, they didn't do the legwork on this. And so this is a new thing. And it is a more holistic. And as gastroenterologists, we weren't taught to provide a holistic, approach. We were taught you do the test, prescribe the medicine. I mean, that's just the way we were taught.
In one of the meetings we had, we asked the GI doc, what do you do with those patients that keep coming back, right? And have the same issues. And he's like, well, I'll send them to do a food journal and come back in 3 months, right? It's just this cycle.
They don't know.
There's nothing left to do, right?
Yeah.
So we just want to help with those patients.
We do. I mean, because, and we told that doctor, we're like, we get it. Those are the patients we want to help. And we understand it's like you're at a loss as a provider. Like, oh my goodness, I've done everything for this patient. I've already prescribed him like 3-4 different versions of a PPI. I've already given, and they're still having the issues. What should I do now? Yeah, go do a food journal. We're at a loss, but guess what? We actually have something. We have something amazing, a resource that will help. Okay, will help. If you happen to be a provider that is listening to this, a gastroenterologist or even a primary care whatever, someone who is seeing patients with digestive issues, and you're like, oh my goodness, I need your help. Yes, you're the one that we're talking to. Please reach out to us. Please don't fight us. Don't resist us. We have a resource that will help your patients. And we've already done all the legwork, and we will actually, my goal is not to steal any patients. I don't need to steal any patients. We just want to help them from a more holistic standpoint, because we have seen the benefit of it now for over a decade with our patients and our clients.
And if you're a patient out there and you have a doctor that you feel like is stuck, okay, you don't have to wait for them to refer you. You can come to us yourself.
Yes.
drlizcruz.com. That's all it takes. Go out there, book your own consult. It's free. It's a gift from us. Please take advantage of it.
All right. Capiche?
Capiche.
Capiche. Okay, so look, if you haven't rated us, please rate us. Please give us a 5. It's going to help other people just like you to find us faster. And if you haven't subscribed to our podcast, please subscribe so that you never miss an episode. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next podcast.
Thank you for joining Dr. Liz Cruz and Tina Nunziato. To learn more about their revolutionary products and services, go online to www.drlizcruz.com.